Hey guys, it's Tony with Backwoods Biker Magazine and Wood Tramp Outdoors. It is the month of January. We have got BattlBox number 119, so hang tight. We're going to talk to you about that. Alright guys, welcome back. Before I get into this, I want you to take a look up here over my shoulder right there. That is the very last issue of Backwoods Biker Magazine. There will be no more after this. And it's a pretty good issue that we closed out the year with, and we closed out the brand with. And we've been talking about Wood Tramp Outdoors for a long time. Every time we open this video or we talk about Wood Tramp Magazine or Wood Tramp Outdoors along with Backwoods Biker. We're sundown in that brand because we want to be more focused on outdoorsy how-to instructions and the gear that it takes to be successful when you do that. So some of that will be changing in that regard, but it's still going to be quality. We've got some great guests lined up, and we've got some great products. Man, the knives this year, oh boy. I'm not going to waste the time telling you all about this here because we're going to be doing another video later on today, but this is one of the knives. This is one of the companies, Anza Knives. Really cool. So, now, let's get off into this mission number 119. And there are some changes with BattlBox too. As you all know, there's been a $5 price increase, and yes, we did receive your emails, and we didn't answer one of them because I knew I was going to be doing this. So this is what I want to tell you. $5, it increases your investment, but our return on that investment, when you go back to the last price increase, which was a few years ago, the quality of the merchandise has gotten better and better and better. So the bang for your buck has grown. And, you know, we looked at this pretty close. That $5 increase doesn't even touch close to the value increase that you've seen over these past few years. You know, when BattlBox took their company back over, the people did. It's been good. So we're not frustrated over that $5. You know, I mean, that's nothing. So let me just get off into this here and just go ahead and bring you up to speed for those that you don't know. 4 tiers of BattlBox. You got the basic for $39.99. You got the advanced for $69.99. You've got the Pro for $124.99 and the Pro Plus for $174.99. Every time you go up a tier, you get all the gear in that and the prior tier. So if you get the $179.99, you're going to get everything that you're going to see today. So that's out there. We got all that. So why don't we start on this thing for the month of January? It's cold right now. Where we're at, it is currently 18 degrees and the wind chill's like about 2 or 3. And that can be a little nipply if you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into this basic box. There are 3 items this month, and it starts off with another nice little offering from Grail, and this is called the Grail X Earthwell Camp Pint. It's 16 ounces that you can put inside of this cup, and you got this little ring. You know, if you got hot coffee in there, I guess, you know, you put that ring on there. I wonder if hot coffee would make it stretch even more. I don't know, but that's how you use that, dude. Doesn't say too much about this. Powder coated, it's a must-have for both trailblazers, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't say if you can put this actually in the fire, but I'm guessing probably not. Does it say that it is insulated? It just says keeps your drinks cold or hot for hours. So I'm saying this is probably a double-walled. Don't boil anything in this. Whatever you do, don't put it in the fire. It might be a disaster. So you reach out to Grail and you ask him that question. In the meantime, we will search it too. But it's a nice little cup to have. I love summertime. I love drinking iced tea or iced lemonade out of a cup like this. Man, it hurts your teeth, and if it doesn't hurt your teeth, it's not cold enough. All right, let's get on to the second item. And the second item is the Total Outdoorsman 10th Anniversary Edition by Field & Stream. Now, I've heard guys get critical of books that Field & Stream puts out, which I think is crazy because I've never seen a bad publication by them. I mean, they usually do their work, and they've got great people on their staff that works for them. Some of the freelance writers that they got working for them every now and then, like Craig Caudill, one of my favorite outdoorsmen, favorite outdoors writers. He sometimes contributes to them. But this is called the Total Outdoorsman Manual. There's 4 categories in this particular book that is covered: camping, fishing, hunting, and survival. And there is a total, let me see here, let me see here, 374 different sections. That's a lot. That's a lot. We thumbed through this, and it's pretty good, man. I think it's a great book, and anytime you can add a book to your library, you're doing good. So that's a great add as far as we're concerned also. Then your next item, which surprised me that we saw one of these. This is from Opinel. Opinel is a French knife company. But again, this answers the question, does BattlBox ever put a knife in the basic box? Bingo. And these are kind of cool little knives here. Opinel's been around since the 1800s. And they make a variety of different knives, but even make kitchen knives. But for the longest, I thought they just did carving knives, and this is what I would consider a light carver. You could do some bushcrafting stuff with this knife, but not anything heavy. You're definitely not going to baton anything, but they're not made for that. They're more intricate work, carvers, stuff like that. So this is the Opinel number 8. Carbon steel. They make them in stainless, but this happens to be a carbon steel one. And it's got a beechwood handle. And they've got what's called the Vibralock here. This ring actually turns, if you haven't figured this out yet. And you got to be careful, man. These knives are very, very sharp. And one of the things that you want to check is on if it's sloppy at all, there. You don't want to be carving on something and have that moving around. So you want to try to tighten it up as much as you possibly can with that Vibralock. And once you get it in there, it's pretty rock solid. But we're talking super sharp knife, man. These are always, look at that. Huh? Check that out on my teeth, right? No. All right, so this is what I want to say. 2 things. Number 1, safety with this dude, any knife, but especially with this type of locking system, because you're not used to it. You're used to a thumb lock, you're used to a friction lock. You're not used to this type of lock. That's just the way it is. So you have to be careful. And remember, they come out of the box shave sharp. I mean, absolutely. Popping hair. I'm popping 1 and 2 hairs at a time with this. That's sharp. And they're known for their sharpness. Then, the other thing I wanted to tell you is this beech handle. It has a light finish on it. And just like any finish, we're getting ready to do an axe for you to show how we prepare an axe handle. Anything that's wood that comes from a factory, if you really want to keep it in order, you need to lightly sand off this, cheap finish that most companies put on a knife. And then what we do is with, this bush butter, and you can use anything that's like this, but we get some on our fingers here. And as I said, there's going to be an applicator pad in those. And that just really puts a real nice coat on there. It's real light. Real light. And you put a little bit on the blade because it's a high carbon blade, and as soon as you touch it with your hand, the acids and the oils begin to work against it. Just don't cut your finger, okay? I'm saying that as I'm just about ready to cut mine. I'm just going to stop on my head. I mean putting it on the ring. So this whole knife, in that little amount of time, has been treated with bush butter. Then what you do with that is you just set it off to the side and let it dry for a few minutes. I'm not even going to worry about that. Especially now, I would tell you this, bush butter will make it slick until it dries and you buff it out. So then you just put it away, right? And it just closes like that, so it can't open back up. Funny story that I could tell you about that, but I won't because it's embarrassing. I broke one of these the first time I had it in my hand. But that's the Opinel number 8, and that is your basic box for Mission 119. Great box. Awesome stuff in there. I mean, all of them. You know, when you can look at this is how we do this from our perspective. When we can look at a particular box and go, that is definitely a practical piece of gear. The book is a practical piece of gear that is never ending. It's a lifelong companion to you and to your heirs. All right, and then you get an Opinel number 8 in there. That's a pretty dope box. All right, so now we're going to move on to the advanced box. And again, this is a pretty cool item here. This is the Tiny Repeller by Flextail Gear. All right, we've used all kinds of insect repellers that people send to us, companies send to us to look at. Whether it is the canisters, the butane canisters, stove canisters, or they are the little proprietary fuel cartridges that slips up inside of them. We have reviewed them all. We've used them all. Some of them we're still using, you know. I use some of them at the patio in the summertime, spring and summertime. They work pretty well. But the down on those things is the fact that you have got to keep putting new fuel in it. Flextail has answered the bell on this here with this awesome little gadget right here called the Tiny Repeller. This is rechargeable, and it comes with pads, or it doesn't come with pads. I'll talk about that in a second here. But you insert pads in here like you did with some of the I won't even tell you the name of the companies that use them, but they've got insect repellent on the pads. You put them in there, they're heat activated. These are the same way. And they're pads that are used in this particular model cannot be sent in with the BattlBox because of the flammable properties, the EPA and the different stuff that could happen. So they don't let them send it. It costs a lot of money. So what they've done was they've added a QR code. And I know some of you have written us and said you had problems with this. Not anymore. We did it this morning, and it took us less than 5 minutes to get it all done. The downside of it is that you have to give them your email, and then you're on their mailing list, I'm sure. And what we're going to do is just when the first email comes, we'll unsubscribe. That's all there is to it. But you're talking about a device here now that is super cool. First of all, Flextail does make some pretty cool products. We've seen a few of their things. I think that there was a pump or two that was sent to us. This one here is strictly for mosquitoes. And I'll read it a little bit to you. It uses a heat-activated pad to create a protective barrier against those pesky bugs. Compact, rechargeable, and super lightweight. It's perfect for camping, picnics, or even backyard barbecues. For maximum coverage, place it in the center of your activity area. It's silent, you'll forget it's there, which is true. It's not going to make any noise. I encourage you to get out on their website and check out some of the information on this because there are different levels of protection by turning it up, you know. But if you want it, I think one of them was 10 feet for how many hours, and then 15 feet for so many hours, and then 40 feet. I remember 40 feet was 5 hours. So I mean, they'll do the job, you know. And then the convenience of being rechargeable. I mean, it throws out all the fuel that you're going to waste. And then also it has, I don't know what the size of this thread is, but it is the same size as most tripods that you have out there, whether it's the small ones for a GoPro or the big ones for, you know, cameras that we're using around here right now. It'll fit right on that. You can put it anywhere in your party. You can hang it up in your tent. You can use a ridge line and hang it up somewhere along your camp. This is a great ad. It comes in this case, has a USB charger cable in there, and then it has the instruction booklet. So, you know, I've already said that this probably will get put in a kit, and then this hard shell case will get repurposed for something else, you know. So, yeah, that is a great ad, BattlBox. So there you go again. Kudos. So we're 2 for 2 here. So we're going to move on to the next one, and that's the Pro Box for $124.99. And this month we have the Coalatree Duffle Bag. Coalatree has some pretty decent products, and we've seen some of them through BattlBox. My favorite was the Haswell knife. It's a neat little bushcrafting knife. But this is not a knife. This is a duffel bag. Built tough for any adventure is what it says. Durable fabric, spacious interior. Let me see if it tells us what the fabric is. 630D ballistic nylon. That's pretty stinking stout is what it is. But it's made for travel. And it is heavy duty. This is the type of duffel, I don't own one of these, but this is the type of duffel, the size of duffel, that I travel with 90% of the time, okay? I don't have a bunch of fancy well, I shouldn't say that. I do have some luggage, but come on, man. Who wants to travel with luggage? Just give me a bag, and I can live out of a bag for at least a few days. This bag is rugged, man. That's one of the things, y'all know what I'm talking about, going to the airport and turning your luggage over to the handlers. They treat your luggage like doo-doo, man. They do. They'll bounce it down the road. But this is very spacious, very rugged. Webbing straps are stout. The zippers are stout. Everything. The clips here, the quick clips, yeah, those are really nice. And if you don't want to carry it as a traditional duffel with these handles, then they have supplied you with these backpack straps that are incorporated with these quick clips that allows you to wear the thing like a backpack, which makes it pretty easy moving through an airport or moving on a train or down the aisle of an airplane, and you're trying to find a place for your luggage. You don't want to be dragging it around. You know what I'm talking about. I've done it enough. I've hit enough people in the head to get mad at me, and I gotta apologize and buy them a drink or something like that because I knocked their glasses off their head. Yeah. So I like this. I think this is a very nice ad that we got here, and this double zipper system helps it to be opened up quickly, get quick access to it. Yeah. So another Coalatree. Gotta hold your mouth right though to get this thing shut. Uh-oh, what we got? What we got? We got a little hang up. You know what this zipper needs right now? I'm not gonna do it, but I could put bush butter on here, and that thing will just be slick as all get out. Yeah. All right, so that is your Pro box, right? And again, that was $124.99. Now we're going to get into the Pro Plus Knife of the Month. And we get questions about large knives. Why don't we ever see a larger knife? Well, BattlBox heard what you had to say, and I got a hold of Jim Cromwell, and together they collaborated, and they are bringing you the Cromwell Competition Knife. This is a 14.5-inch blade, or overall, with a 10-inch blade, weighs a pound, 2 ounces, and the blade steel is 5CR stainless, and the handles are G10, and it has a leather sheath with it, okay? Go to BattlBox's YouTube channel and look at the last episode of Battle Games. They were using this particular knife for that. So, for those of you that were going, where is the big knives at? Come on, man. Now that is a big knife. That is an absolute big knife that I would never carry out into the wilderness, the backcountry, the bush, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's just too big. But this is not designed for that. This is a competition knife. You've seen them cutting ropes and bottles and chopping different types of wood and using different techniques. That's what this is. But as far as beyond that, I would say that this would definitely look good in somebody's collection on a display. But it's stout. It's put together good. Cromwell is not only a great competitor, but he's also a great builder, designer of these knives that are made for that particular sport. You know, I mean, that's pretty long. I mean, all right, here's my forearm. There it is at the bottom of my. Can you see that right there? Can you see how tall I'm going to my forearm? That dude is just one heck of a knife. Wow. So again, this month, mission number 119, it exemplifies the fact, it supports what we say when we say BattlBox almost all the time has something awesome in every box. The Pro box here, the Pro Plus box, there's just one item in there, but they're both great ads. You go to the Advanced box, the repeller, the tiny repeller by Flextail, that's a great ad. And then all three of the items in the basic box. So this is a great start to 2025, BattlBoxers. Tribe, gang, whichever moniker you want. 119 is a winner, and the bang for your buck is really there. So thank you for watching. We look forward to your emails that you're going to send us. Oh, you know what? Here, what I forgot to mention. Come on, back up here. I'm not even going to edit that out. The sheath that came with this is a leather sheath, and it is what's called a convertible sheath, right? You put this on your belt, right? And this is a competition sheath, because they can't move around from station to station unless the knife is in a sheath, okay? That's how it's supposed to go, is like that, right? This part goes, your belt goes through here, it's a dangler, but the first time that we tried to push it through, the rivets broke. And I mean, it was, it's faulty construction, that I'll tell you that for sure. This was not a great design for this. But I mean, this is how BattlBox does this, and how fast. We took a picture, we emailed it to them. In less than 15 minutes, they're emailing us back and saying a new one is on its way. Apologies. That's how BattlBox works. I mean, they've got some of the best customer service out there in any outdoor industry. That's all I'm saying. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Keep an eye out for Wood Tramp Outdoors, and keep an eye out for more things on the bush butter that you've been asking about, and all the knife videos. Man, we got some knife makers set up for 2025. So the next time, you guys be safe out in them woods.